you for the Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan. I thank you for accepting India's invitation. I am particularly happy that we are able to meet in person. I wish you a very pleasant and fruitful stay in India. Excellencies, this is the third meeting of the process that was initiated by Iran in 2018. We had the second meeting there as well. We are grateful to Iran for that. It's a privilege for India to host the dialogue today with participation of all the Central Asian countries and Russia, who was the initiator of the idea. We are meeting today to discuss matters relating to Afghanistan. We all have been keenly watching the developments in that country. These have important implications not only for the people of Afghanistan, but also for its neighbors and the region. This is the time for close consultations amongst us, greater cooperation and interaction and coordination among the regional countries. I am confident that our deliberations will be productive, useful, and will contribute to help the people of Afghanistan and enhance our collective security. I will now request you all to make your opening remarks. May I invite the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council of Iran, His Excellency Rear Admiral Ali Shamkhani, to deliver his opening remarks. Thank you.
متشکرم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. عالی جناب همکار گرامی آقای دوال، تشکر میکنم از اینکه میزبانی
for holding and hospitalizing the third round of these discussions. I would like to thank you for your organizing this meeting very well. I fully appreciate that on my own turn. I would also like to thank and appreciate the presence of the other delegations and members of the delegates. Both the people who are already attending the meeting and both the others who have been invited but couldn't make it. We are really hopeful to, through the exchange of opinions and ideas we have, would be able to achieve what has been the objectives and aims of these objectives, what actually has been the objectives of founders of this forum. As you also pointed out, after the first meeting and second meetings which were held in Tehran, this idea would take part. I would like to, on this reason, I would like to thank and appreciate the role that India has played, as they have a great role in Afghanistan. I think today we would be able to discuss the issue from multilateral dimensions, the issues which have already destroyed Afghanistan, the difficulties which have been brought about within the past 20 years. Today, Afghanistan is involved in terrorism, poverty and misery, unfortunately. Basically, in Afghanistan, you have just crisis, the crisis of migration and refugees. And the solution comes only through the formation of an inclusive government with the participation of all ethnic groups, and therefore we hope we would be able to determine who would be the fourth, where and who would host the fourth round, and also we would be able to come up with ideas with what mechanism we can resolve the issues in Afghanistan. I'm very much proud and happy to be able, the fact that the meetings in Tehran have been continued, the fact that we are able to consult each other in order to resolve the crisis in our region. Thank you very much.
Dear Mr. Ajit Doval, dear participants of the conference, today I'm very glad to visit New Delhi, a very hospitable capital of India with a thousand of years history. Let me express appreciation to Mr. Ajit Doval for warm welcome and organizing this high-level event. It's a good opportunity to discuss important regional security issues, especially concerning Afghanistan, and to exchange our vision of the current situation in areas of mutual cooperation. The Republic of Kazakhstan monitors with high attention the threats and challenges that are coming from Afghanistan. With the Taliban movement coming to power, the situation inside the country remains complicated. There are many obstacles to form an effective government system. Terrorist organizations are intensifying their activities. We are strongly concerned with the operations of the Central Asian fighters. The social and economic situation of the Afghans is deteriorating and the country is facing the humanitarian crisis. It's necessary to increase the humanitarian assistance for Afghan people. Stabilization of Afghanistan demands the efforts of the whole international community. It is highly important to begin concrete actions. I am confident that this event will allow us to find practical steps for stabilization of the situation in Afghanistan and promote our cooperation to the new level in the interest of the security of our countries. Thank you for your attention.
Mr. Karim Massimov, for your opening remarks. And may I now request the Secretary of the Security Council of Kyrgyz Republic, His Excellency Mr. Marat Imankulov.
Спасибо, уважаемый советник.
Thank you, respected councils.
Я хочу вам выразить
I would
свою
like to
благодарность
express my gratitude
за приглашение участвовать в
for
этом третьем
inviting me and
диалоге.
participating in this dialogue.
Я приветствую всех коллег,
I welcome
присутствующих
all the
на этом
colleagues
диалоге.
in this dialogue.
Я понимаю, очень
I
сложные проблемы
understand it's a very
сейчас
difficult
имеются и в
problem
нашем регионе, и в целом мире.
in our
Одна из
region
них
and
это
all over the world.
деятельность международных террористических и экстремистских организаций,
This is
в том
regarding
числе,
the
как
activity
уже
of
коллеги
terrorist
говорили,
organizations
находящихся на территории Афганистана. И в
which is
Афганистане
on
сейчас
the
происходят
territory
тоже
of Afghanistan.
неоднозначные процессы.
In
Я надеюсь,
Afghanistan
на этой встрече
also
мы
this
с коллегами
process
обсудим
is happening. I hope that we
наши
discuss with
совместные
our
действия
colleagues
по борьбе
our
с международным
joint
терроризмом и экстремизмом.
activities, fight
И
with extremism, terrorism,
я считаю,
and
что
I think
необходимую помощь,
it is,
которую мы должны оказать афганскому народу в
it
этой
is the
сложной
help that we should
ситуации.
be extending to Afghan
Остальные
people.
вопросы, я надеюсь, мы обсудим в узком
And
кругу.
other
Спасибо.
questions also we will discuss. Thank you so much.
Уважаемый господин Довал, уважаемые главы делегаций, участники встречи.
Participants of the meeting.
Прежде всего,
First of
выражаю
all,
признательность
I
индийской
am
стороне
grateful to the
за
Indians
прекрасную
for
организацию
the exemplary
нашего
organization
мероприятия.
of this event.
Убежден,
I am
что
convinced
сегодняшнее
that
заседание
today's
придаст
meeting will give
дополнительную
additional
динамику
impulse
развитию
to the
сотрудничества наших
of cooperation of
государств
our
на
states
афганском направлении,
in the Afghan dimension
а также будет
and will help
способствовать
the
скорейшему
speediest
установлению
restoration of
долгосрочного мира в этой
long-lasting
стране.
peace in that country.
Многосторонние встречи
Multilateral
секретарей
meetings of
Совета
the secretaries
Безопасности
of security
по
councils
афганской
on the
проблематике
Afghan issue
являются важным
is an
форматом,
important format that
позволяющим
helps
на
us
самом высоком уровне
to discuss the whole
обсудить
package
весь
of
комплекс проблем,
issues linked to the development situation in Afghanistan on the highest level. It also helps us to elaborate practical measures to counter challenges and threats emanating from the Afghan territory. We expect that the practice of holding such meetings will be continued further, including by introducing other relevant regional questions in the agenda. In general, we note the increased activity of international and regional stakeholders in the Afghan dimension and the creation of new formats. We can cite Italian initiative on calling an emergency summit of the G20 on Afghanistan, the regional mechanism of Russia, China, Pakistan and Iran, the meeting of neighboring countries of Afghanistan, as well as the meeting of the Turkic Council. All these events are surely important. We are also convinced that such dialogue mechanisms should not duplicate the work of each other, but rather complement each other. From my point of view, I presume that the Moscow format of consultations on Afghanistan retains its important potential, because it lets us coordinate efforts to help Afghanistan to settle the Afghan issue, considering the new political environment in that country. I am pleased to note that on the 20th of October, all the delegations of the countries present here took part in the third meeting of the Moscow format of consultations on Afghanistan that confirmed its effectiveness due to the broad representation of stakeholders. The collective initiative enunciated by its country participants, initiative to organize an international donor conference, will help us move towards normalization of the situation in Afghanistan and, as a result, to ensure stability in the region. In Moscow, we laid a good foundation to determine the position of our countries regarding the development of the dialogue with the Taliban, as well as to practically coordinate our efforts, efforts of all stakeholders of the region. I expect that today we will be able to make another step forward in elaborating common measures of ensuring national security and maintaining regional stability. I wish us all a productive day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrushev. I'm grateful to you for your observations and your suggestion that we should hold such meetings, and we should also expand their scope to include more regional and issues which are of common concern. Thank you very much for that. And I would now request the Deputy Chairman of Cabinet of Ministers of Turkmenistan on Security and Secretary State Security Council of Turkmenistan, His Excellency Mr. Charymyrat Amavov. Thank you very much, Mr. Amavov.
Уважаемый председатель, уважаемые участники диалога, прежде всего хотел бы выразить глубокую признательность правительству Индии за организацию нашего диалога, за приглашение и оказанное гостеприимство. Организация сегодняшнего мероприятия в очном формате свидетельствует о том, что наши страны заинтересованы в становлении Афганистана в качестве политически стабильного, мирного и развивающего государства, свободного от терроризма и наркопреступности, соблюдающего фундаментальные права и свободы человека.
Liberties of humans are being worshipped and developed.
военно-политическую и геополитическую обстановку,
considering the political and geopolitical situation in the world and the situation regarding the regional security, and we can understand why we are concerned, as we have a long border with Afghanistan, and of course the current situation creates extra risk and possibility for growth of drug trafficking, terrorism and criminality. The situation on our Tajik and Afghan border remains complicated. Currently, under the influence of many negative factors, of socio-economical factors, we can say that Afghanistan might face a real humanitarian catastrophe, especially considering the upcoming winter. So we need to find a solution to provide all the necessities for the population of Afghanistan. And we should all work together and cooperate as the world leaders towards that. And we as the neighboring country are ready to participate in all programs that can help to the people of Afghanistan. Thank you so much. Express my gratitude once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nasrullo Mahmudzoda, for your observations and your remarks. Now, I would request the Deputy Chairman of the Cabinet of Minister of Turkmenistan on Security and Secretary of State Security Council of Turkmenistan, His Excellency Mr. Charymyrat Amavov.
Уважаемый господин Ajit Doval, уважаемые коллеги, от имени делегации Туркменистана хочу поблагодарить индийскую сторону и лично вас, господин Ajit Doval, за организацию данного мероприятия и благоприятные условия для плодотворной работы.
For this invitation and for this fruitful work. Regarding to the Afghanistan's situation, as you know, that recently what happened in a very short time of period, what happened in Afghanistan, we have seen like the situations in the Afghanistan, and it is required to work together. I am sure that that this will give us opportunity to work together to create peace in this region, and to find out some solutions which can improve the situation in Afghanistan and in all region. I wish all the best and successful work. Thank you very much for the attention. Respected Mr. Ajit Doval and dear participants of the meeting, first of all, let me express my gratitude to the Indian side for this dialogue. as we know that the format of this meeting has been developed from the recent developments in Afghanistan. Today, Afghanistan is having a very difficult situation, and we have to find some possible solutions to make peace in that particular region, and so that we can have peace in this region. And in related to Afghanistan, it is required to collect together, gather together to restore peace in this region as well as in the world. We are ready to work together with all the countries for security and for infrastructure, for other related projects, and for the Turkmenistan. Today, these representatives from various countries to establish the peace in the countries. We are sure that today we will get fruitful result and methods and ways to find out how to improve relations with Afghanistan. Thank you very much for your attention.
Now I would like to thank my friends from the media for being present here on this important occasion.